Welcome to episode 30 of Drive Tour. In today's episode, we're taking a trip back to Dallas, Texas. We're going to travel on Interstate 635, which is a semi-radial loop around Dallas. Interstate 635 starts at an interchange with Interstate 20 in Balch Springs, Texas, and loops around the eastern and northern sections of Dallas. It passes through the following cities: Mesquite, Garland, Farmers Branch, Coppell, and Grapevine. Interstate 635 ends at an interchange with Texas State Highway 121 and Texas State Highway 114 near the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. When Interstate 635 was built, it was actually longer than it is today. It started not at Interstate 20, but at Interstate 35E, south of Dallas. Interstate 635 opened with the first section from Texas State Highway 310, which was U.S. Highway 75 at the time, to Interstate 30 in Garland, Texas, crossing U.S. Highway 80, the former alignment to Interstate 20. The second section was opened in 1970 between Texas State Highway 310 and Interstate 35E. At the time the two sections were opened, Interstate 20 was routed over the Dallas-Fort Worth Turnpike. See Drive Tour episode 29 to see the former Dallas-Fort Worth Turnpike as it is today. In 1971, Interstate 20 was completed on the south side of Dallas. It was relocated from its old alignment with U.S. Highway 80 and routed over a new alignment. Unfortunately, the new alignment encompassed Interstate 635 from Interstate 35E to the new interchange with Interstate 20. Interstate 635 was truncated and the truncated portion of the route became Interstate 20. Currently, a project is underway to expand Interstate 635 from Interstate 30 to U.S. Highway 75, adding in new tolled express lanes called Texpress Lanes. If you have never seen a tolled express lane, watch Drive Tour Episode 9, Texas State Highway 288 Express Lanes, and Episode 29, Interstate 30 Texpress Lane. Later in the video, the screen would split with two views. The view on the left will be the Interstate 635 Texpress Lanes. The lanes for Interstate 635 Texpress Lanes are a bit different versus the other Texpress lanes in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, as these lanes are below grade level and literally travel in a trench with the main lanes of Interstate 635 above the express lanes. Texpress Lanes works more like a regular toll road, as all vehicles must pay a toll to use the lanes. Cars that are registered as a high-occupancy vehicle, which is defined as a vehicle that has at least two people in the passenger compartment, or a registered motorcycle can obtain a 50% discount registering the vehicle or motorcycle with the Texpress mobile app. The following electronic toll tags are accepted on all tolled express and toll roads throughout Dallas and Fort Worth. Toll tag from North Texas Tollway Authority, Texas Department of Transportation Tex Tag, Harris County Toll Road Authority Easy Tag, Oklahoma Pike Pass, Kansas K-Tag, and Florida Sun Pass Pro. Let us talk about a few major roads that we have already crossed and will be crossing during our travels on Interstate 635. U.S. Highway 80 is an east-west route that starts at an interchange with Interstate 30 a few miles to the west of the interchange with Interstate 635. It travels 1,035 miles, or 1,666 kilometers, to Georgia State Highway 26 in Tybee Island, Georgia, roughly 1 block from the Atlantic Ocean. U.S. Highway 80 originally started in San Diego, California before it was truncated to its current western terminus with Interstate 30 in 1991. Also, from Interstate 30 to Texas Spur 557 and including Texas Spur 557 was the original alignment for Interstate 20 until its realignment in 1971. Interstate 30 is a short major interstate highway, where a major interstate highway is any interstate where the route number ends in 0 or 5. It is the shortest of all the major interstate routes, with the lone exception being Interstate 45, also in Texas, with its northern termination point at Interstate 30. Interstate 30 starts at an interchange with Interstate 20 just west of Fort Worth, Texas. It continues until reaching an interchange with Interstate 40, U.S. Highway 65, U.S. Highway 67, and U.S. Highway 167 in Little Rock, Arkansas. US 67 is either multiplexed or follows Interstate 30 for most of the Interstate 30's length. Interstate 30 between Dallas and Fort Worth was the Dallas-Fort Worth Turnpike between 1971 and 1977, after Interstate 20 was relocated onto its current alignment. US 75 is a north-south highway that has a debatable starting point. According to the road signs, the start of US 75 is at the interchange with Interstate 30, Interstate 45, and unsigned Interstate 345 in Dallas. According to the Texas Department of Transportation Highway Database, the actual start of US 75 is at an interchange with Texas Spur 366, roughly 2 miles, or 3.2 kilometers, north of the Interstate 30, Interstate 45, Interstate 345 interchange. US 75 travels north for 1,239 miles, or 1,994 kilometers, to the Canadian border in Noyes, Minnesota. Two interesting facts about US 75. The first fact is the original southern terminus was actually in Galveston, Texas, at the Galveston Sea Wall, next to the shoreline of the Gulf of Mexico. The section between Dallas and Galveston, including Houston, Texas, was truncated in 1987. The second fact is that the Canadian border crossing at the northern end of US 75 is permanently closed, which means US 75 ends without connecting to anything. Were the border crossing to be opened today, it would connect into Provincial Road 200 in Emerson, Manitoba, Canada. To enter Canada, you would need to travel west into North Dakota and take Interstate 29 to Emerson, Manitoba, Canada. Texas State Highway 289 is next on the list. Known for most of its length as Preston Road, it starts at an intersection with Preston Road and Texas State Loop 12 in Dallas. It continues north through the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex until it reaches Elks Boulevard in Pottsboro, Texas, near the Texas-Oklahoma border. Dallas North Tollway is a tollway operated by the North Texas Tollway Authority and is the oldest active toll facility in Texas and the second oldest in Texas history, behind the now-defunct Dallas-Fort Worth Turnpike. Dallas North Tollway starts at a pair of ramps off of Interstate 35E in Dallas and travels north for 30.2 miles, or 48.6 kilometers, to US 380 in Frisco, Texas. The first segment from downtown Dallas to Interstate 635 opened in June of 1968. It was extended to Briargrove Lane in 1987, to Legacy Drive in Plano, Texas in 1994, to Gaylord Parkway in Frisco, Texas in 2004, and to US 380 in 2007. The bridges over US 380 opened in 2023. A future extension is planned to extend the toll road from US 380 to the Collin-Grayson County line. Interstate 35E is the eastern segment of Interstate 35. Interstate 35 starts at an intersection with Business Interstate 35 in Laredo, Texas, just north of the US-Mexico border crossing. It travels in a north-northeast direction for 1,569 miles, or 2,525 kilometers, ending at Minnesota State Highway 61 in Duluth, Minnesota. What is unique about Interstate 35 is that the route splits into two interstates at Hillsboro, Texas. Interstate 35E services Dallas and Dallas County, while Interstate 35W services Fort Worth and Tarrant County. Both interstates merge together into a single Interstate 35 in Denton, Texas. The same split also happens in Minneapolis and St. Paul in Minnesota. Next on the list is President George Bush Turnpike, which is a toll facility operated by the North Texas Tollway Authority. This facility is a half-loop, traversing across the northern half of Dallas, passing through cities such as Rowlett, Satchza, Plano, Richardson, Carrollton, Irving, and Grand Prairie. The President George Bush Turnpike starts at an interchange on the east side of Dallas with Interstate 30 in Rowlett, Texas. From there, it travels in a counter-clockwise direction, crossing US 75, Dallas North Tollway, Interstate 35E, and Interstate 635. At Beltline Road on the east side of the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, the tollway becomes free and is renamed Texas State Highway 161. This continues until its interchange with Texas State Highway 183, where it turns back into the President George Bush Turnpike and resumes collecting tolls. The road finally ends at an interchange with Interstate 20 in Grand Prairie, Texas. Last, but not least, we will talk about Texas State Highway 121 and Texas State Highway 114. Texas State Highway 121 starts at an intersection with Texas State Highway 78 in Bonham, Texas, and travels 85.5 miles, or 137.7 kilometers, to an intersection with US 67 in Claiborne, Texas. The section between US 75 and Interstate 35E is known as the Sam Rayburn Tollway, with the service roads designated as Texas State Highway 121. Also, the section between Interstate 30 in Fort Worth and US 67 is the Chisholm Trail Parkway, both operated by the North Texas Tollway Authority. Texas State Highway 114 is an east-west state highway that begins at an interchange with Texas State Highway 183 in Irving, Texas. The highway travels west for 194.4 miles, or 312.9 kilometers, until it reaches the Texas-New Mexico border, at which time the road designation changes to New Mexico State Highway 114. Both Texas State Highway 121 and Texas State Highway 114 makes up the northern edge of the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.